y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I just love these sleeves because they're all swishy. And welcome to a it was requested on, I think it was my best products of 2019. One of y'all were like, girl, you going to be doing like a best skincare of 2019? And I initially wasn't, and then I was thinking, I'm like, you know, you've been really pushing that skincare. You've been really passionate about the skincare. You've been getting into a lot of skincare. So it made sense that we would do a video about skincare. Because as y'all know, at this point in my life, I actually get more excited about skincare than I do makeup, just because it gets me going. And so I haven't decided if this is gonna be like the best skincare of 2019 or if it's just gonna be my skincare favorites or what. The majority of this stuff I wouldn't say is like new as in like new released skincare. It's just stuff that I've started using that works well for me. And obviously I will preface this with saying, yeah girl has normal to dry skin, so this works for me and my skin condition. I'm not sure what it's gonna do for anyone with normal to oily or whatever, you know, so just take my skin condition in mind as I'm talking about these products. But with that being said, let's just go on in. I got a lot to talk about. I basically was just like, went into my bathroom and was like this, and basically took all the skincare that I had in my bathroom, put it in a little basket, and we've got it here to talk about today. And firstly, let us talk about the Pure Joystick Exfoliating Deep Pore Cleanser. Now, y'all maybe potentially might remember that I actually first received this through Octoly, and I liked it. And then I like kind of put it aside and then started using it again and ended up falling deeply, madly, passionately in love with it. This is just a little stick whatever thing. This is usually the second step in my routine. I'll start off with a cleanser and then this will be my nice little exfoliation step. Honestly, the only product that I'm okay with being in stick form, but I just rub it all up and around in my face and then I take my fingers and just rubby. Y'all know that your girl loves some exfoliation, and this one is like gentle enough for me to do it every day. It doesn't gunk up or anything like that. It keeps my skin feeling very smooth, very bright, very just really nice in between those deeper and chemical exfoliants that I do every 2 to 3 to 4 days. Speaking of which, let's talk about two products that I don't want to ever live without. I'm going to be trying other things this year to kind of see if I can, you know, branch out, find less expensive, but these are two things that I absolutely love. They make my skin feel like a baby's butt, and they are just so nice. The first of which being the IOPE Pro Peeling Soft Gel. This was another product that I got via Octoly. I am almost out of this one. I have purchased a backup. Y'all would have seen that on Snapchat where I was like, they have IOPE on Amazon. Say what? You just take a little bit of this in your whatevers and I dab it on like the places that I feel like need that exfoliation, and you just rub it along, and it's so satisfying because this is like, I'm pretty sure it's like a chemical exfoliant, but you can like feel it just like sloughing away them dead skin cells, just going back and forth. It just feels so nice. This is just a fantastic product. And then a product that actually I have one of y'all to blame, because one of y'all sent me like a little sample BoxyCharm, Boxy Luxe Fab Fit Fun. And at the time I was like, this is like $80, this 70 or something dollars. I can't afford to like this. I love it. This is one of the most expensive skincare items that I say is worth every single penny. This is the Dr. Brandt Microdermabrasion Age Defying Exfoliator. This is, you know, I used it and I was like, okay, all right, my skin is all kinds of smooth and whatever. And then I kept using it and my skin just loved it. You need just just the titchiest bit of this. I mean, I've been using this like, you know, pretty regular, you know, 2 to 3 to 4 days, whatever. And I am like just on the bare little bit of this. So I've got a little bit more. I do have a backup of this as well because these are 2 exfoliating products that just do my skin right. These are 2 things where I'm like, okay, in the midst of finding something, you know, trying other things, y'all know I've got all kinds of exfoliators that I've purchased somewhat recently, but in case something happens where they don't work, I need these. These are just absolutely fantastic. I love them. We might as well talk some serums because that's been something that 2019 was really the start of me finally figuring out what my skin needed and how to have like an okay skin. Because y'all know I was using a sugar scrub every day on my face. Like, I am going to try my best to repair all that damage that I did to myself thinking I was doing something right. And one thing that I also received through Octoly that I have repurchased, we're using up another serum before we break up into this bad boy. But this is the IOPE Hyaluronic Serum with like, it's got like something. Hyaluronic Serum, East Asian Mountain Yam, or is that? I thought it had something else in it. They better not have reformulated this shiz and it be different. But this serum is probably, at least currently, my end-all be-all serum. And what really made me like this is not only is it hydrating and all that wonderfulness, which is what I wanted it to do, but I did not realize the struggle that I had with texture in this area of my face until I started using this and noticing that I had diminished texture. Like, as I was like, you know, I'd apply my foundation, I'd be like, oh, wow, this is going on a lot smoother. It's so smooth. I cannot praise this serum highly enough. I'm trying, I'm looking, but I have yet to find a serum that works for me as well as this does. And I use this hardcore every day for probably around 9 months. And that's how long it took me to use this bad boy up. So I would consider, I think this is in like the $40 range. I would consider this worth every penny of the investment. It is just so good. Once again, something I got through Octoly that I ended up absolutely falling in love with. Then 2 serums that if you're in like kind of like, you know, the lesser price point, something that ended up surprising me actually is the ColourPop's 4th Ray Beauty. This is the Rainfall 2% Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I think this is really nice. This probably costs like $12. If you're looking for something that's really gonna hydrate and plump your skin, I would definitely recommend this. I'm currently obviously using mine up in conjunction with this serum, which we'll talk about in a minute. But if you're looking for a really nice, powerful serum that's really gonna just like really just make your skin feel more supple and bouncy and youthful, this is something that I definitely recommend. I'm not sure what I was expecting, I guess wrongly. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say skeptical, but you know, you've got your tried and trues and stuff like that. So when you're trying something new, you're like, could this really be any good? And yes, this is really good. I also appreciate the fact that this is in a plastic bottle rather than glass, just because that makes me more inclined to throw this in my bag when I'm traveling. But I've got some other products from them. Their waterfall moisturizer was so good, but it gave me little white bumps because it had coconut shiz in it. But this is an absolutely beautiful serum. And then something else from Octoly. I think this was it was a couple months ago that I got this, and I've been desperately trying to use it up I've been using this for like at least 3 months, and I'm not even halfway through, and it's not like I'm using like a teeny tiny amount. I'm like, all right, come on. But this is the Payot Paris Hydra 24 Plus Infusion Plumping Priming Infusion. It's a serum. It's really nice. This is one of those things where, once again, if you're on kind of more of a budget, although while Payot Paris isn't exactly drugstore prices, it is less expensive than luxury or kind of like high-end skincare. This is a really nice serum if you're wanting something that's not gonna dry down and leave you feeling tacky. This one dries down, just leaves you feeling all kinds of nice, plump, and hydrated. This one was just really nice. Once again, I don't want to say like, it's like, oh, it's nowhere near as good as like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, you just have to get the super expensive one. But once again, if you're on a budget and you're wanting something that's kind of like in the whatever, I've been really enjoying using this one. And my skin, while I've been using it, we all know, y'all Snapchat people, it has been smooth and beautiful and luminous. So again, from Octoly, but something that I would buy again if I didn't have a bunch of other serums that I bought that I'm going to be trying out. But this is one that I would repurchase. Same with the ColourPop one. Y'all know, yeah girl loves the moisturizer. So we've got a couple different, actually this one isn't a moisturizer, but you know what I mean. We got a couple of face creams to talk about. This one is again through Octoly. This is what happens to me. This is the problem. Like you go through Octoly and you're like, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute. And then you get it and then you love it. And because you got it Octoly through free, and then you have to face the dark realization of you have to pay for it now because some of these things are a little bit pricey. But this is the IOPE Plant Stem Cell Cream. Improves visible signs of aging. Now, I am not a connoisseur, a master, a authority. I'm not too hugely knowledgeable in like the whole like anti-aging skincare front. Usually I'm just looking for a dewy, healthy, and luminous whatever. But I love this cream. This cream underneath a moisturizer, whether it anti-ages or anything like that, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm turning 30, so we're getting, you know, a little bit whatever, but I'm not, I guess, old. Although age is just a number, you keep doing you, old is relative. But when I use this thing, now it is thick. This is a thick cream and I've been using it for an extended period of time. You just need just a little bit of it to gently smooth out and around, and it just leaves my face feeling very very bright, very toned, very I guess youthful would be a good way to describe it. I feel very healthy. I feel very good. I feel like I've not got a lot of redness. I don't have a lot of like tired or whatever pouches. You know, I don't have too much darkness here or any kind of spots or anything like that. This just seems to be a really good, just kind of keep it together cream. You know, kind of just like, I don't know if it's meant to be multi-purpose or whatever, but when I use it, I just notice a overall betterness to my skin. And then if we're talking an overall betterness to my skin, this is the Meebak Cica Cream Age Repair Moisturizer. This is empty. I have another one. Funny story about that. This was gonna be my first paid sponsorship. I loved this product. I didn't like the serum and they said, hey, can you like not talk about the serum? And I'm like, well, that's a little bit disingenuous. And they're like, okay, let's rather just not do this. But they did send me a second one of this, so that was nice. But boy, that would have been like one of the most honest paid promotion because I love this. I love this stuff. This is like, I think it's under $15. You can get it on Amazon. And it was just so good. Now it is, I would say, kind of a lighter, medium, whatever. This isn't the moisturizer that I use at night, but it is, well, I do, when I initially wash my face, I put a lighter moisturizer on, and then before I go to bed, I put a nice, like, Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream one on. But this was just so nice. It was light. It was, you know, it didn't gunk up. It didn't feel like you had stuff on your face. It's beautiful for fixing any kind of redness or like trouble areas like that. It was just overall a really nice moisturizer. You know, it was one of those things where I was just like, you know, like with any kind of whatevers, you don't really have like expectations, and then you're using it and you're like, wow, I look so pretty. And so I've got moisturizers that I'm going through, but I have this on backup, obviously, from the company. I think this is just, it's just so good, especially for something that is on such a lower price point. It just performed absolutely beautifully. Then another one that's kind of like, I know how to talk, really I do. But this is one that kind of, when I started out with it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. And then as I've used it, I've been really loving it and noticing the difference and the benefits it's been giving to my skin. But this is the Amorepacific Moisture Bound Rejuvenating Cream. Now, I got an eye cream with this as well. It's okay. You know, I mean, I guess it hydrates. I haven't noticed it anti-aging much or whatever like that. You know, maybe when I stop using it and my eyeballs fall out of my face, maybe that's when I'll know. But I have been using this, and we've made a pretty good dent. We're in the process of using this up. This is definitely a lightweight cream, but it's like whipped and delicious and decadent. And the major thing that I have noticed with this is, yes, it moisturizes, yes, it all like whatever, but my skin feels so like pillowy. Like after I do my skincare at night and I do all that jazz and I apply this, I just want to like, you know, it makes my skin just feel so rejuvenated and healthy. I'm pretty sure this is rather expensive. I know they sell Amorepacific at Sephora. I did receive mine through Octoly. I have other moisturizers. Like I said, I've got other things that I'm trying and working through, but this is just like when I started using it, I was just kind of like, okay, all right, it's another moisturizer. And then now that I've been using it for probably around 2 months now, I'm really just noticing the youthfulness, the bounciness, the plumpness of my skin, especially in like this area here. Just feels really healthy and nice. Obviously, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, this video is coming before I'm going to be doing a like expensive skincare. Is it worth it? You know, what's good, what's not so good, what's kind of like meh. I will say using this up was probably one of my biggest achievements ever. This is the Tatcha, the Dewy Skin Cream. And at one point, I did state that I was like, well, I'm not going to buy this again. Spoiler alert, though, y'all probably seen it in my haul already, I bought it again because I had initially been using it and I'd used it for over a month, probably a month and a half before I made any comments on it. And then kind of like the Amorepacific one is the more that I used it, the more benefits I noticed it gave to my skin. And this is currently my #1 nighttime moisturizer. Like I'll use the Cica, the Meebak one, or you know, the Amorepacific one or anything like that. And then before I go to bed, we take just a little bit of this and we tap it on them like trouble areas that I know get drier than most. And I wake up and my skin is beautiful and plump and dewy. I actually have noticed because I use this up, obviously. I have not opened my new one because, you know, we're trying to work through skincare and use things up. But since discontinuing the use of this as I'm using other things, I've noticed that this right here, which is one of my key trouble parts, when I wake up, it's a little bit flaky. Excuse me, burp squad. So I'm thinking I'm kind of like putting 2 and 2 together and being like, Now, I know this is expensive, but I feel like this is one product from Tatcha that I can at least say is worth it, at least for me. My skin really responded well to it. Makeup is skincare is very subjective. But for me, and this lasted, I think I bought this like December, that sale, that 20% off Sephora sale, and then I just finished this up it took me about a year. It took me about a year of constant use to use this completely up. So obviously when it comes to things that are more expensive, when you can actually like look and be quantitative with, you know, how much use you're getting out of something and how long it takes you to use it up, that is very helpful with trying to decide if it's worth the money. And this, I honestly think really is. My skin just drinks it up at night. Then y'all know that I love me a good facial spray. Y'all know that I have kind of crapped on a couple different facial sprays, and when I do, I'm like, no, you've got Tarte and whatever. Well, today we're going to talk about the two facial sprays that I compare basically everything else to. This first one here is the Ready Set Radiant, and both of these, and then this one is the Rainforest of the Sea 4-in-1 Setting Mist. Both of these I'd gotten little trial sizes in like a swap I did, and I was like, okay, all right, we'll try this out. If you need or want a hydrating, we're not talking like a little bit of whatever, hydrating to the nines, you are going to want one of these. I would say this one is more like chill, and then this one is like super, like this one is the one I'll just do, and then this one, if I need that hydration and I need it now, this is what I'm gonna use. You get like 2.5 fluid ounces in both of these. I think they're in the $38 range. I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm leaving everything linked down below. But these, like whenever I ran out of the Tatcha one, I'd use that one up, and I was like, it's okay. But for the price point, these do the same thing, if not better. I find these just more hydrating. They just deliver a longer lasting level of hydration. I mean, y'all, if you want a drinking game, take the shot every time I say hydrated or hydration, or don't, because y'all are going to be dead by the end of this. But these are the two sprays that I constantly keep going back to. These are the things that I compare to other things, you know, like the Glow Recipe watermelon one. Whatever, just get you these. You get more product, and they're absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we've got to talk about cleansers going on here. This one that I am currently in love with, and my skin is absolutely loving, is the Amorepacific Treatment Cleansing Foam. Now, I don't find that this foams at all, but this is just This cleanser is like, it's so soft. It's so like delicate. It gets the job done, and it makes your face feel great while it does it. I just think this is so nice. My skin has been really, really loving this and responding really well to it. I think this is something that would be good for like that normal skincare range. I'm not sure about oily people, but apparently when it's a foaming cleanser, that's like for oily skin. But this is just such a nice one. You need just a little bit of it. You just feel so clean and refreshed. It doesn't strip. It doesn't make you feel, like you've just completely destroyed your skin while in an attempt to get it clean. Then y'all should be no stranger to one of my absolute end all be all cleansers. This is a backup that I got at Marshall's because I haven't opened it because we're currently going through the Amorepacific one. But this is the Ole Henriksen, the Clean Truth Foaming Cleanser. I think my skin just really, really likes vitamin C for some reason, because it responded really well to this. It responded really well to the moisturizer. The moisturizer isn't my end all be all. That's why it's not on this list. It's one of the ones where I'm like, yes, go out and buy that shiz. But this is the cleanser that kind of made me realize that I had normal to dry skin and not just straight up dry skin. But this one, it brightens. That's why it's just like, it really, truth brightens, revives. It really does what it says. It gets away, all the makeup and all the dirt and the grime without, once again, you're not feeling stripped, you're not feeling gnarly, and it just makes you, it's another one of those products where after you use it, you're just like, look at my skin, I'm so glowy. I know that they have changed their packaging, which is why we're seeing all of these ones at Marshall's, but this is one that I would definitely recommend picking up. This is like the mini size. They also have the big old whatevers, but I feel like if you just want a very fresh, a very clean, a very simple, no fuss, no whatever cleanser, this is definitely one that you should invest in. All right, there we have that. We are sitting at 35 minutes right now, which is why I am cutting this off. I could honestly definitely do a part 2 of this because I didn't go into eye creams, I didn't go into masks or anything like that. There are a lot of other elements in skincare and in my skincare that I didn't touch on. So definitely let me know if you would like to see a part 2 down below. And let me know what you feel about these products, if you've tried them and what your skin type is, and if you think, you know, it's always good to hear from other people what skin, that's why reviews for skincare is so important, finding your skin type and seeing, you know, whether this is something that's going to work for you, because skincare, unlike, you know, a crappy highlighter, you can't just make it work. That's a little bit dangerous and not something we're wanting to do. But obviously, let us know what you feel about these products down below, and let us know your skin type as well as a holy grail product that you love. I know a lot of you love, a lot of you have suggested Lush, a lot of you have suggested The Ordinary, because there's just so much out there on the skincare front, and it's so important to find what works for you, and it is very important to remember that not everything works for everybody. So let me know all those things down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!